Good morning, everybody. Marlene, aka Snow Gardener 307. We are back for another budgeting and savings challenge video. Today, my husband had a very small check, and we'll talk about it next.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain.
Let's go ahead and jump right into the explanation about why my husband's paycheck was so short. First of all, my husband's paycheck was only $1,038.29. If you watch my videos normally, you know that this is about, on average, about 25, maybe 35% of what it normally is. The reason why is Mr. Snow Gardener and I were on vacation. He took unpaid leave for when we went on vacation. And so he had no overtime and he had just a little bit over a normal week's hours during the 2 weeks. Now, another reason why it's so low is Mr. Snow Gardener is paying for our health insurance. We're also bumping up our HSA contributions, and he's also upped his retirement. These are all really good things, but it really hurts when you see that paycheck. I am excited to share with you guys that Mr. Snow Gardener is pulling $1,000 from his PTO sinking fund that he has. And so $1,000 is getting added to his pay. This is money that we have put aside for him taking these unpaid vacations. And $450 is coming out of his holidays and gifts because he has done some Christmas shopping. So now let's go ahead and talk about the bills and the little bit of cash that we have to put places. So that gives him $2,488.29 for the budget. I always round down, and so $88.29 just stays in his account as a rollover just in case a payment comes out or some mistake happens. So we're working with $2,400 today. We have got his Cabela's credit card. He has some sort of subscription or something that went on there for $19.99. I went ahead and rounded it up to $25 so I could put $501 to Australia, because if you look at the rest of the budget, there is nowhere else really for roundup. Then Citibank, this is a brand new credit card that we've got. We got the AA Citibank, and we went ahead and got the top one because we do travel a lot. We do use our cards a lot, but boy, the annual fee on this credit card is a hefty one. And so Mr. Snow Gardener is putting $200 towards his fee for his card. He's actually the secondary card, so his fee, I believe, was $195. But my fee was, I think, $595. We're going to see if it's worth it or not. We do a lot of travel. And so I can tell you guys, if you do okay with credit cards and you don't have a credit card problem and a debt problem, getting a rewards card from the airline that you like to work with is really nice because you don't have to pay for checked bags. And if you fly a lot, that adds up. Then we've got Capital One Venture, $450. This was the Christmas shopping that he did right there. So those two, pay for each other. And so that equals $669.99. We did a 501 roundup to Australia for $675. If you remember his last budget, I believe I mentioned something about paying all of his bills the last budget. And I did that because I knew this check was going to be small, and that was a big check. And so that leaves us with $1,725. We go down here to envelope/digital. We have $50 for home, $50 for fun. This goes into my wallet. It's $25 a week for home and fun. So Mr. Snow Gardener funds 2 weeks and I fund the other 2 weeks. That's how we work that. So $100 leaves us $1,625. We go on up here. We see a little bit of money going into sinking funds, but not much. I did go ahead and add $100 to holidays, $100 to gifts, because he pretty much cleared those out with the $450. I also messed up when I figured out our escrow. I forgot to include, I did the insurance and I had done the taxes, but in my brain, I didn't put the right amount in there. So we need to put another $50 to our escrow. We are now self-funding our own escrow. So that means we pay our own homeowner's insurance and our own property taxes for our home. So that's what that is. So $250 there. Then we see $1,375 left. Then we see Bank of America. This is where we put the truck. So we are taking that extra $1,000 that we pulled out of his PTO and we're putting it right to his truck payment. I am going to show you guys an update for that. So $1,000 there. That leaves us with $375. Mr. Snow Gardener has been putting money every single month into his IRA, but we had to back fund last year's IRA to fully max it out. Last year is the first year that either Mr. Snow Gardener or I have maxed out our IRA. And this year I've already maxed mine out, but Mr. Snow Gardener's not quite there yet. And because of that, he needs an extra $1,000 besides the $600 that he's been putting in to go ahead and max that out. So today we're going to do $375. That means in December, we need to come up with $625, if at all possible. If something happens and we can't do it, you can fund your IRA all the way through the tax deadline in mid-April. But of course, we'd like to start off next year being able to fund them. And my goal is actually to go ahead and fund my IRA in full in January for me. And then I am going to put money aside every single month to pay for next year's. That is how I want to do it. And I know ideally that's how Mr. Snow Gardener wants to get, but we're not quite there yet. So this is his budget. Very, very simple. So for the cash, we've got this cash here and we've got these placeholders. That's it. So let's go ahead and do these really quick. Vroom, vroom, guy things and stuff completely empty, right? Because we've put all of that to the truck. So holidays, he has just got $26 in there. So we're going to go ahead and put $100 in there. And I just realized I didn't grab out the right binder for the escrow. Gifts has $50 in there. We're going to go ahead and add another $100 in there. Let me grab the adulting binder to put the escrow money in. Here's our adulting binder right here. And like I said, we are doing an escrow, our own escrow. So here's our escrow right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put $50 into that escrow. So each month, my husband and I are both going to put $110 in total to the escrow. So it's $220. It is still cheaper than what we were paying before because we redid our insurance and we went to State Farm. I'm going to give a huge shout out to my State Farm agent here in my small Wyoming town. He is absolutely amazing to work with, and State Farm is going to save us so much money compared to Progressive. And I'm trying to remember where the homeowner's insurance was, and I can't remember, but they were separated. So now they're together. We also don't have teenage drivers anymore, which makes it much easier. Now we've got $100 left. So we have got 4 weeks, or 4 weeks of 25 or 2 weeks of $50 total. I am just going to take these and put these into my bank bag where I keep the money that's going to be going into my wallet. But if I don't give myself a reminder of what this money is for, you know your girl's going to forget and be like, what the heck is this money for? Because this is going to be utilized in the next month. So I'm going to go ahead and write myself a sticky note here. And so I'm just going to write B. I know that stands for my husband. 25 fun and home for December. And yes, I know there's $100 there, but don't worry. I'll understand my cryptic notes. And then I'll just put this into the safe so I've got it. All right, you guys, that is it for Mr. Snow Gardener's budget. So easy. We've got a few coins for Miss Georgette here that we're going to go ahead and add in. But let's go ahead and show you the update. I didn't worry about doing a cash breakdown because I needed just a little bit of money. So let's get past all of our banking information. And so we have got Mr. Snow Gardener's truck. And so here is his Debt Snowball monthly check-in. We started the month at $12,071. If you do follow my channel, you know I made an extra large payment, but we had a refund check for $81. I had $7,000 extra dollars sitting in my emergency fund above what I actually needed. So I decided to go ahead and pull that and use it to help Mr. Snow Gardener pay off his truck. Yes, we do separate budgets, but you guys, we also merge our funds, as you see right here. And so I had a total of $57,000 in my emergency fund. And so $50,000 is a good enough emergency fund. So I said, you know, let's put that to debt. I had a little bit of extra money come out of my wallet, $16. We did a payment of $187 last paycheck, and we did an extra payment of $600. Today we did an extra payment of $1,000. So Mr. Snow Gardener is down to $3,187. I don't think he'll be able to pay this off this next month, but we know by the end of January that he can get it done. So that is the goal. I'm so excited about that. After we do our sinking funds, or I'm sorry, our savings challenges, I will show you guys a mortgage update as well. So I will get that ready and open that up. And now we're going to go ahead and put a few coins into Miss Georgette. We are waiting until she reaches $150 to cash this in at the bank. and I haven't been putting a lot of change in. This change right here, you guys, I got out of one of the trucks. I'm like, I want Miss Georgette to get a little bit of change. I'm not using cash as much as I used to before, since we do use the rewards card, so I don't find myself getting as much change. But this money is just sitting here in Miss Georgette, making her hefty, so heavy. I'm like, let's get this to 150. Let's cash it out. Let's get it in the bank where it can earn a little bit of interest. So 143.66. So we are almost there. And I've got some money in my car that I'm probably going to grab out as well as some money around the house. So I'll probably do that. All right, let's go ahead and do savings challenges. We're only going to do $75 in savings challenges today because your girl is almost out of savings challenge money. It is the end of the month, and between my daily games and all of the other savings challenges, boy, I have been flying through the money. And honestly, starting in January, maybe even December, I'm probably going to have to back it back just because I've been doing so much. I did have to go to the bank to get some other bills, so I decided to go ahead and get 50 new ones to go through. But right here, we've got 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So we've got $50 there. So we're only going to take 25 of these 50, but we need to go through these for A-Bucks, D-Bucks, and G-Bucks. And we do have some that I've received in change. Today I went and got myself a Blackberry London Fog. And I actually got 2 D-Bucks back as change. I got an A-Back the other day. So we've got those $3 we're going to put into the red binder. So let's go ahead and go through these. I have already righted all of these bills so that it won't take as long. So let's pull these and see what we can put to our other goals and challenges in life. And these, of course, are all fun goals, so I do like that. Garden, of course, is going to a concrete patio, which you know you're an adult when you get super excited about a patio. So we're going to set these off aside. We'll put these in the binder in just a little bit, but we need to get 25 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now, if I do have a savings challenge that goes over by a buck or two, I'll go ahead and pull a couple more dollars. But I am going to try to stick to the $75. And if we are done with challenges and we've got like $2, that will be okay. We'll go ahead and put that back in. I do want to talk to you guys about my Black Friday sale. You guys, I have some amazing sales coming up on Friday. It is the biggest Black Friday that I have ever done. I put a lot of effort into this one. We have got doorbusters that are going to go up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. They're all different sales. They are some of the biggest discounts I have ever given. The first one that's going up at 9 a.m. is going to be a 75% discount. I also have large bundles. They are going to launch at 9 a.m. And the Black Friday sale is going to go all day long. I got to get my notes to make sure that I tell you guys the right stuff, because my brain is so full of things that if I don't get my notes, I might mess it up. So all day long, I believe this will start at like midnight, right? And end at midnight. So all day long, all of the printables are 40% off except for the budget kits. The budget kits will be 30% off. All challenges will be 20% off. And all books will be 10% off. All day long, those run. So you can add your doorbusters to those. Now with the doorbusters, you guys, they are limited. And so the first doorbuster has 50. Once they're sold, they're gone. They might last into the day. I have no idea. The second and the third doorbusters, let's see, what do they have? 25 each, I believe. A second, third, and fourth, 25 each. So not a lot. And that's because they are such a high discount that, you know, I'm not losing money, but I'm not really making money when you take into consideration my time. But the bundles, we are going to have some huge bundles, and there's not very many of them. So I'm going to lay it all out on the line for you guys right now. I have put together $500 bundles, $300 bundles, $200 bundles, and $100 bundles. Now, you're not going to pay $500 for the $500 bundle. You are only going to pay $250 for the $500 bundle. And I will tell you guys that there's only 2 of these because it is such a huge discount. And there will be all brand new products, nothing imperfect, no duplicates. There are going to be books in there. There's going to be challenges in there. There's also going to be stuff in there from 307 Design Studio. Then for the 300 and the 200 bundles, there are 10 of each of those. And then for the $100 bundles, there are 25. That's it, you guys. Once those are sold, those are sold. I can't do any more than that because, like I said, the discounts are so huge. And the amount of time that I took to do this stuff, that's what it is. But I'm so excited. The last thing for the Black Friday sale is any order over $75, you're going to get this little book of Christmas savings for free. I am playing this in December for my daily games, and I just love all of the games in here. It's simple. It's inexpensive. If you want to purchase it and don't want to spend $75, of course you can buy it, and it is part of the 10% off. So today we are going to go ahead and start off. We're going to go ahead and just roll for my ugly Christmas sweater. Now remember, we only have $75 and I would like to do a few challenges. I recommend a Sharpie in this book just because a little bit of kind of a waxy surface on this one. So we're going to go ahead and roll one die for a roll and save. And we've got $6. And we're going to go ahead and do one more. And we've got $3. Now that $9 is going to the mortgage today. So let's grab out $9. Perfect. Now I want to go ahead and do another game in here, but we've got to get to the right one. And I'm flipping through and you guys can see there are different games inside of here, but I am going to do the no bull tic-tac-toe. So how this works is you're going to roll a die and you pick, are you starting with X's or are you starting with O's? That's up to you. I'm going to roll X's first. So I'm going to make a little note for myself right here. X first. You can play multiple boards if you want to, but you don't have to. And so you can save the amount that you roll, or you can save like $1 for every roll. And when you get a tic-tac-toe, you save $5. So let's go ahead and start with this. So we got a 3, so that's an X. So I'm going to save $3. Okay. Now this is going to be an O. 6. So for my O, I'm going to go ahead and circle that 6. So $6 more. That's all I'm going to do today, you guys. I'm going to continue playing tic-tac-toe with you guys on Mondays. And I'm actually going to make myself a little note because I want to save this game for Monday. I don't want to use this one in my daily games. So I'm going to just write Monday on here. We're going to work on building our no bull tic-tac roll and work on this book throughout the month. So you can get that for free. Thanks for listening to my infomercial, because the only sponsor that I have on my YouTube videos is myself, right? That's my commercial. All right, now let's go ahead and do a game of Shut the Box. That's right, Shut the Box. I don't have my highlighters out and my gel highlighters. I love these things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do yellow. And we're going to play one game first, then we're going to go through the book, and maybe we'll come back to Shut the Box, but I'm not sure. Now, for keeping track of how we're getting our money, this is, you know, just me being me and being weird, but let's see, how much did we save using our little book of Christmas? We've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So little, I'm just going to put little here. Little, $18. Ooh, this pen is just about out. All right, and then we're going to do Shut the Box next. Let me take a drink of my London Fog. The good thing about getting the London Fog instead of the chai tea is it's cheaper. Yes, 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 you guys, it is cheaper. So we need our 2 dice for Shut the Box. And I am not going to use the dice tower. And I think in order to grab my dice, I need my hand out. It's weird, right? It's very tactile rolling dice. So we always have to say, no whammies, big bucks, big bucks. So we got an 11. We're starting off with big bucks there. So we're going to go ahead and do an 8 and a 3. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, you guys. It is hard to believe. I am a turkey lover. I love turkey. I'm so excited. My mother-in-law and father-in-law have invited me over for Thanksgiving. We weren't sure if my husband was going to be home for Thanksgiving, but good news, Mr. Snow Gardener is going to be home this evening. I am so excited. He's been gone for, it seems like, way too long. Just makes me sad when my husband's gone. All right, so we've got a 7. And one thing that I always joke around about is we probably miss each other so much and get along together so well because now he is gone so much. So we've got 9, 4, and 1. And we got snake eyes, but we got a whammy, but it doesn't matter because we're all done. So that is $14 for Shut the Box. So 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And we had a little chunk of the highlighter that came off. That is the only bad thing about these highlighters. If you get them, they're kind of waxy. And so sometimes when you watch when I color, they'll have like kind of a chunk. And they will rub off onto other pieces of paper. So you need to be careful. But just the fast coloring and the bright coloring, I just don't think you can beat it. All right, so we're going to set that aside because we might do another round if we've got enough money. So let's go ahead and go into the Life of a Succulent Who Wants to Inspire Others. I will let you guys know in the bundles, there are none of these books. So if you want a Life of a Succulent, it is something that you're going to have to buy. And I decided that when I launched this book that these were not going to be part of the Black Friday because they are brand new. You do get the 10% discount, or if you're one of my members, if you're a Georgette level, for example, you can still get your 20% off. We need our cards. If you have not seen Royalty Draw before, we've got a deck of cards here, and we are drawing these cards one at a time and saving the amount. It saves at least $216. That is just all of your numbered cards, not including your face cards. So I said aces are 20, kings are 13, queens are 12, and jacks are 11. I like to shuffle my cards every time. And so for this one, we're going to say if we get something less than 10, we're going to draw 2 cards. Let's divide this. We got a 6, so let's go ahead and grab $6 and mark off the 6 of hearts. That's our first heart we've gotten. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and just cut it a few more times. Last card, we got a king. So a king is $13. So we are going to be saving a total of $19. So I'm actually going to put one of those 5s back and save $19. And that is our royalty, so 19. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing my books and all of my challenges. I am enjoying playing my own challenges. Before I was using Janelle Ray Budget's her binder, and I love it, and I do miss it, and it was so easy. I didn't have to use my brain as much, but I am enjoying these, and I do have something launching next year that will be featured on Mondays as well. So Royalty Draw, we're all done with that. And then, I don't know how much money we have left, but we have been working on Life's a Beach, and we are working on the Mermaid Challenge, which is back here. And we are going to scratch and see how many of these we can do. This is a $60 challenge. I don't see, we're 3 to 9. I don't see a $9 value yet. So we know we've got a $9 value. And so I don't know if we can finish this or not. That's why I said for Shut the Box. That's why I only did 1 today. So let's go ahead and scratch and see what we get. Oh, there's that $9 one I told you guys about. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, let's scratch another one and see what we get. Then we'll vacuum. We got a 4. So we're going to put one of these dollars back and grab a 5. We've still got enough to scratch another one. Let's see, what's this one? 7. Okay, we might be done. Let's see. 5, 6, and 7. Yes, because we only have $4 left. Oh, do we try? Do we try one more, you guys? Do we roll the dice? Not literally, obviously. Hopefully you guys can see that. I just thought about that. It's kind of low. Can you guys see that? Just barely. All right, we're gonna press our luck. We're gonna press our luck. No whammies, no whammies. Either a 3 or a 4. Okay, 3 or a 4. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, Yeah, $3 there. We are not going to finish it because that means we're out of money. We press our luck. We've got $1. We're going to put that back in for savings challenges in the future. We've got one of these left that we will do the next time. Let's see, how much from mermaids did we get? Let's take a look and see. Perfect. So mermaids, we've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, and 3. $23 for mermaids. Now, let's go ahead and grab out the binder, and I'll add these into our total budget or our total mortgage payoff for the month. And then we'll go ahead and do our A-Bucks, our D-Bucks, and our G-Bucks. And we will call it good. You guys, I'm so excited about this month. This month has been the biggest month. So you can see I'm on my second page, right? Because here's the first page of payoffs. We started out this month with our mortgage at $135,428. Right now, we are down to $131,856. How crazy is that? I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't have my watch on. 26. I should have known that. 11/26. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different payments. We are going to fill this up. One thing that helped this be bigger today is, or this month, is I cashed out my last CD that I had done my CD ladder. And I decided to cash out my CD ladder because CD rates were not near as good as they were last year. And I decided, let's put this money towards the mortgage and save on interest. So that's why I decided to do that. So I don't have any more CDs left. And I'm okay with that. 131,856 minus 18. And I really think that's what's important, is that you know, if you want to try something, try it. If it doesn't work for you or you want to change what you do that as well. I also have some I bonds that I bought, I don't know, I think it was 3-4 years ago, that most likely when they come to the 5 years, I'm going to go ahead and cash those out, but maybe I'll cash those out even sooner. I need to do a little bit more research. I am far from financially literate when it comes to all of the ways and places that you can put your money. I do like having things in a few different things, or not things and things. I like having money in different avenues, but why would I put money in something where I'm only making 4% if I can put it into retirement account that's invested and possibly make 12%, right? Or 20%. Yes, I know I could lose as well, but I am a little bit of a gambler. All right, you guys, mortgage at the end of the month, because I've got no more money to put in except for my daily games. But of course, we won't cash out another week until after the end of the month, is $131,782. And so if we did this right, we should have $74, right? That went in today. Yes, $74. So $11.26. We added in $74. And I had to create a new little cheat sheet here to see where I was for my total payments. I was hoping I would have enough money to get us over the $4,000 mark, but you know what? The money just wasn't there. And like I said, I've got to start backing it down. So for the entire month, we paid $3,942.51 to the mortgage. The November goal was $2,678.11. As I explained, that $1,000 plus right here, $1,042 CD really notched it up. And of course, for this, it also includes our regular mortgage payment. So our regular mortgage payment with extra is $1,500. Interest for that is $296.51. So you see I took the payment out, but I added the interest back in. So I'm not too shabby for the mortgage. All right, let's go ahead and get these dollar bills done. This bill has writing all over it. I don't know why, but we've got our G-Bucks and our D-Bucks. And then I know I saw an A-Buck in here. Yes, 2 A-Bucks. Man, that A-Buck has seen better days though. 3 A-Bucks out of 50. Oh, no, one was changed. One was changed, don't forget. So $2, 2 A-Bucks, 3 A-Bucks out of $50. That's pretty dang good. So let's go ahead and start with Australia. And the Australia tracker right here, you can see we've been using it for a while. I love to use my dot markers and a Sharpie, just like that, except for I need to cross off 4 of those. $3 more, and we will be able to put $25 into our high yield savings for our trip to Australia that I've been talking about for 4 years. If you are not familiar, what happened is that we had a bunch of money saved for Australia, and then life happened and I got kicked in the face and I had to use all the money for that. So that's what happened. And then also in our diving adventures, we were diving with another couple from a different country. They recommended that we get 100 dives before we go on a liveaboard in Australia and do that. So that is the goal. All right, so D-Bucks right here. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 D-Bucks. I'll take it. 5 is okay, and I am just putting this in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for scuba diving. Mr. Snow Gardener and I just went scuba diving, and we went on the bull shark dive, and unfortunately we only saw 1 bull shark, and it wasn't super close, which, all right, some people are like, are you crazy? You want to see big sharks and you want them up close? But on that dive, it was only our dive master, my husband, and I that saw the shark. Nobody else saw the sharks. There were 2 dive masters down there with 2 separate groups, and we are the only ones. Look at all these G's. I think the world is telling us to get that patio, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 G's. And let's see, what color are we using for G's? We're using purple for that as well. Perfect. So 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you guys, that is the video. It's probably not as short as I thought it was going to be, just because I do talk so much. But I do enjoy sharing a little bit more with you guys. All right, you guys, that is it for me today. Thanks for joining me. And until I see you guys next time, remember to keep on smiling. Bye, everybody.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and where I'll go in life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.